It feels so good to be able to go out whenever I want on my time and just run, just being able to live a normal, healthy life. Kind of reaching that ultimate low point of dealing with all the infections and, eventually being on the crutches and the pain meds kind of really made me, kind of broke me down pretty severely. Sophomore year of high school, I was playing football and I was returning kickoff, and I had basically the kicker to beat. That was it, and I made a move to get by him. Stumbled a bit, and he hit me in my knee, and I went down. I heard 2 pops, which is kind of associated with ACL tear. I didn't really notice at the time. I actually ended up jogging off the field after the trainers assessed me and everything. And from there, basically, 5 months later, I was out running track again, and my track coach actually kicked me out of practice because I was still limping. I went to my orthopedic surgeon, and he kind of felt around for about 5 or 10 minutes and eventually ordered an x-ray. And when the x-ray came back, there was just this big chunk missing. Kind of came down to being a tumor. So at that point, I wasn't actually that freaked out by it, I guess. Kind of thinking more of, the timeline of getting back to sports and everything, and didn't even really think of the tumor as being cancerous or anything of that nature. A couple months later, I was meeting with my oncologist, and at this point we kind of realized that the tumor was cancerous and that I needed chemotherapy. That was kind of something I felt like I just had to do. On that day, my oncologist told me, you can't play football ever again. You might be lucky to walk without a limp. And that kind of killed me a little bit. I felt, pretty horrible inside, and just kind of lost, didn't really know what to do at that point. For that entire time, I was in bed for about 3 months straight, or on crutches. I couldn't bear weight. So I spent a lot of time, off my feet and unable to move around. It kind of drove me to doing other things that I wasn't really used to doing. I got really into the memoir writing, which I thought kind of helped in my case, just because I could kind of write about how I was feeling and the things that were going on, and kind of get it out on paper. So that kind of propelled me into coming to U of O my freshman year, 2 years ago. It was a pretty rough year. Not only was I dealing with the infections and all that stuff, but it just became difficult in even my day-to-day life to get around and to just kind of be me. I just kind of realized that life would probably be better as an amputee, where I could be active and I could kind of be free to do whatever it is that I want to do. I even remember counting down the days near the end of the term. I had a little countdown on my computer, and so I was really excited and just happy to have it be over with. The whole rehab process was actually pretty exciting. I remember, a couple hours after I woke up, still a little hazy, but my prosthetist came by and he was telling me about one of the walking legs, and I kind of stopped him in the middle, and I was like, I don't really care about that. I want to run, so tell me about the running leg. Life after the amputation is just so much better. I can do everything I ever did before, especially as a runner. The biggest thing for me is to make it to the Paralympics, and eventually I definitely want to win a gold and even break a world record. That would be the ultimate satisfaction. But right now is first qualify and then get there and do what it takes to be a real Paralympian, and then worry about placing and whatnot. But now, I'm in a better place than I've ever been before, and I'm happier with my life than I've ever been. And it's funny when I kind of look back at that, you kind of look at the all-time low, and now it's like I've reached a higher point, and I guess that kind of goes back to kind of just enjoying life and not taking anything too seriously. You're gonna hit those low points, but for every sort of low point, there's gonna be a high point on the other end. And I'm happy to have kind of experience that hell that I went through at the end of freshman year to come out on top and now be here back at Oregon my junior year, having a great year and just really enjoying life to its fullest.